Welcome back to our second episode of Company Culture. Here with this series, we want to create transparency for our future employees by highlighting some of our current employees. Be sure to follow us on this journey and tune in for the second episode. Thank you. For this Company Culture video, we are introducing Vince Argento. Vince is our co-occurring program manager and has been with the organization for 5 years. Please sit down as I get to listen to his story. And question one, Vince, what makes you proud to work at Gateway?
I think the thing that makes me most proud is just the work we do on a day-to-day basis. You know, we get to see the fruits of our labor when people successfully discharge, complete the program. We're making change in people's lives. You know, people come into our facility sometimes at their most low, and to see them change, to see them grow, to see them totally take on a new persona, so to speak, is one of the most rewarding things that I can see when I come here every day.
Question number two, Vince. What are some ways that you motivate your team on a daily basis?
I think for me, as a clinical manager, I motivate by leading by example. I want the people that I supervise to look at me, to see the way I react, the way I respond, whether it be a crisis situation or just a normal day-to-day decision making.
Right.
That they see me being calm, they see me taking all factors into account before making a decision.
Right.
And I hope that motivates them to want to be here, to want to work. But also at the same time, you know, my position working with the mental health and the drug and alcohol, that we approach the work that we do in a go get them attitude.
Right.
And by leading by example, I'm hoping that it does motivate them to take on that same role.
Absolutely.
You know, not just be a follower, but also be a leader too, whether just be in your running a group or in your individual sessions, that you are being that person that the patients are kind of looking up to.
Right, right.
So,
and coming into this field, they see you leading and seeing how calm that you are.
right.
And they tend to be like, okay, well, my manager has this. He's been this. Things are going
Right.
left and right, east and west. He's calm.
Yeah,
everything's okay.
and I also think that to motivate them, they also have to understand that I have their back. And that motivates them to be able to make decisions on their own. You know, to have that sense of autonomy when it comes to being a therapist or a counselor tech, that they know that whatever decision they make, I'm going to support that decision. If it's a wrong decision or a decision I feel, that we will talk about it privately.
Absolutely.
I believe that you don't demean anybody at any time, and hopefully that motivates them to want to come to work on a daily basis and not only do the job that we do, but also have fun.
Right.
So.
Right. And our next to last question, Vince, something I just kind of like find very interesting as a manager. What personality traits do you look for to hiring someone or working with them? What's something that you tend to look for?
In the interview process, I look for somebody who I feel is going to be motivated to be at work every day. This is not an easy job that we do. We know that. Right. And I look for the person who has a good track record of being to work, no call-offs. And that shows me a good work ethic. That shows me that person's willing to get their feet wet and their hands dirty and work with this patient population, because it's important to be here. If we hire someone and they continually call off or they don't show up for work, it's more detrimental to the patient rather than to me. So I want to make sure that person that I'm hiring or bringing into this team is motivated to work, that they have a great work ethic, that they're excited to be here, they're excited about the work they do, but at the same time understand that somebody suffering from drug and alcohol addiction has a lot going on in their life.
Absolutely.
And one of the questions we ask in the interview process is, why do you think people become addicted? And then what do you think they need for recovery? And to me, those are, even though they're very opinionated questions, they're very important, because that lets me know where they stand. You know, where they stand. Do they understand the population that they're going to be with on a day-to-day basis?
Right, right. Because this career field isn't, you know, this isn't a normal career field.
Right, it's not for everybody.
Absolutely.
We've had some people who we've interviewed, you know, who are directly out of college. This is their very first job after getting their degree, and they can have that deer in the headlight look.
Right.
But at the same time, they're excited to be here. They're excited to be helping people.
Right.
So
absolutely.
that's one of the things we really look for.
Absolutely.
We don't want somebody here just for the paycheck. I know it's very cliche, but we want them here because they want to be here, not because they need to be here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One thing about company culture here at Gateway that kind of separates us from other organizations is that we are very laid back. However, we're very hardworking. But also our company culture is so unique. So one of the fun facts I found out about you is that you actually work with your wife.
Right.
So how did that happen? How did you guys meet? How did you end up here?
Oh, wow. So I'll give you the short story. We actually met at a psychiatric hospital, so where she was a nurse and I was a therapist / risk manager. But yeah, we've worked together here for the last couple of years, and what Gateway has afforded us as not only as employees but as a couple is the opportunity to grow and advance in our careers, which we both have higher goals and aspirations.
Right.
But it's amazing. It's an amazing place to work. It affords me the opportunity to have somebody to vent to, because you can't always vent to the average person because they don't really understand what you go through on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
And having your spouse, when you work with your spouse on a day-to-day basis, you're in contact with them, it just opens up another avenue to really appreciate what you do and appreciate what they do as well. So
absolutely. It's like there's no misunderstanding of a stressful day.
No, it's
she can see that she can see you from this and be like, oh yeah, today's a tough one. I'm gonna let them give it a little bit.
It's almost like she can tell, like sometimes we're on the same email chain, you know, so she can tell sometimes when things are going very hectic. And she'll be able to pinpoint, like, hey, you had a busy day, huh? Like, sure, yeah, I did. And then I can also tell on her end, when I get a lot of admissions, I know she's busy because she's a nurse liaison and she handles all of the admissions from the hospital. So it goes hand in hand. But it's a fun, you know, place to work, and they've afforded us the opportunity that we typically wouldn't have. You know, even though we met, you know, on the job, we have kind of found a home, you know, with Gateway. So.
Right, absolutely. All right, that does it for company culture video number 2 with Vince Argento. Vince, thank you for sharing your story. Appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do. And that is it. Thank you for watching our company culture video. Be sure to follow us on social media here or apply now here. Thank you and have a good day.